Hi, we're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and you've been sending us questions.
And we are about to answer them and get personal. So we get a lot of email questions from you, from the podcast and from YouTube and social media. And most of them have to do with how we do our RV trips, where we go, the things we use, the products, asking for advice, that sort of stuff. But sometimes we get these questions that just don't fit in any of those categories. We call them personal. So we got a little personal file, and we are going to try and answer those for you in this video. So should we get personal?
All right, let's go.
All right, here's the first one. This comes from Don and Sandy, and says, we have been following you for the past couple of years, but how did you start doing this? I thought you had retired, but it seems as if this has become a job for you. Just curious.
It is in my husband's DNA to be a journalist, to be a reporter. He isn't capable of going anywhere or doing anything without taking pictures, writing, telling others about it.
Now, we did sort of retire. That's how we got into getting an RV in the first place. We were just going to travel the country and have fun that way. And so we started a blog, and then that led to a podcast, and that led to YouTube, and what else? A newsletter and social media. And so, I guess it is a job.
It is, but it's a job that we like.
Yeah, I probably am working, I would say 50 hours a week, and it's every day. It's every day. In fact, we're recording this on Christmas Day, so that gives you an idea.
Before we go visit our daughter and son-in-law and granddaughters.
That gives you an idea how busy it is. But we love it, like Jennifer says. We've got some help. We have a team of 12 moderators who work on social media, and they do that for free. I think we just sent them a gift. We gave them some of our logos, some vest or something. Yeah, woohoo! But they're just a great team.
Couldn't do it without them.
No, and our social media is huge. We have over 411,000 who follow a Facebook page, over 16,000 on a very active Facebook group. And you didn't ask that question, Don and Sandy, but a lot of other people ask us all the time, well, why do you need moderators in your group? Well, the reality is there's a lot of what they call trolls out there in social media. And we wanted our groups to be about the lifestyle. And frankly, we wanted them to be positive.
There's other places to go if you have problems. If you have problems with your RV, go to the person you bought it from or go to the manufacturer. Don't go to the page. If you have questions about how to work things, that's something else.
Yeah, and we a lot of people will give advice and all that stuff, but we try and keep any negativity out. And I'll be really frank, there are some people out there who just are negative people. You've run across them in social media, and we try and get them out of there.
And if you're on the internet, there's people who love to post porn and just things that are totally inappropriate.
There's what we call poachers, and they are people who maybe have a blog or a commercial business, and so they want to join our groups and get into social media to promote their business, to promote their own blog. Well, they're poaching on our audience, and so we keep that away too. But we try and keep it positive. Most of my career was as an investigative journalist, so they called me Bad News Wendland, when people saw me coming. So what we love about this lifestyle is that it's a positive experience, and so we want to celebrate and enjoy the lifestyle. So that's kind of a longer answer and a little more involved than Don and Sandy asked, but it is kind of a job. We do earn some income from it. We're not getting rich off it or anything like that, but it is expensive, all the gear we have to use and the bandwidth and all that. Some people have what they call, they have like a Patreon system where the viewers support them with X amount. We haven't ever gone to that. We do have some people who support our podcasts with ads, and that helps. But that's kind of how it all works. So it's turned into much bigger than we thought it would be, and we still enjoy it. And we say to ourselves all the time, how long are we going to keep doing this? And the answer is?
We'll stop when it's not fun.
If it becomes not fun, then we'll stop. and we'll do something else. We'll get a boat.
There you go.
Or an airplane.
How is Bo going to do on a boat?
Yeah, Bo wouldn't like that. Bo
No,
likes
he
the
wouldn't.
RV. Bo's our dog, if you're just tuning in. All right, more questions. Let's go. We'll see if we can answer them quicker. This is from Cheryl. How much time do you spend on the road? Where do you live? On Facebook, some have said you live in Florida, but I heard you on the podcast say your home is in Michigan.
Our home is in Michigan. We're both natives of Michigan. In fact, we met in
Michigan right there. Yeah.
We're both from Bay City, Michigan. We met while we were in high school. So we've known each other a long time. So we are native Michiganders.
Yep, and one of the things that our RV travels have taken us to, you know how you kind of get favorite places as you travel around? Well, one of our favorite places turned out to be the Emerald Coast area of Florida, the Panhandle. And over the past several years, we have found ourselves down there not just once or twice, but numerous times a year. So 2 years ago, we bought a condo there. And that becomes our base for much of our travels. We can travel throughout the Southwest, the Gulf Coast, the rest of Florida. And so we do have a place in Florida. And we rent that out during the summer months when we are out traveling all across the country, out west, stuff like that. And of course, right now we're coming to you. This is our studio in our Michigan home. But we are on the road about half the time.
So I'll give you the details of why I bought the condo, why I agreed to buy the condo was because of our dog, Bo.
Bo.
An unexpected gift.
Yes.
And we had planned on renting a place for a month in Florida, maybe a month in Arizona, using that as a base and traveling from there. But if you have a 55-pound dog,
There
which
he
is
is.
barking right now,
He's barking at squirrels.
people
Yeah.
don't want to rent to you, especially a sled dog.
Maybe he's
who
not
sheds.
barking. Maybe he's complaining that you're giving him a bad rap.
So, as crazy as that sounds, we bought the condo so that we could, as owners, we could take the dog.
And-
the dog could go there, and it's worked out great.
And Bo travels with us pretty
It's
much
worked out
everywhere we go.
And so I'm glad that we have the place there.
Yeah, me too.
It's fun. We like to rent it. We kind of get to meet people, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's so we have houses. We have homes in Florida, the Emerald Coast. That's the Panhandle, between Pensacola and Panama Beach, near a town called Destin, on Okaloosa Island, and then our home is north of Detroit.
And should I also add that we have the condo because of
Of a road
trekking couple
Yeah. Kathy and Les Chanton, who are on our Facebook group. Many of you know them.
told us that this was logical, this place that wasn't even on the market, that we should buy it.
And we ran into another couple from Toronto just a couple of weeks ago, and they're looking for a place down there too. So
yeah,
we might have a little road trekking enclave down there.
And they're looking in the area.
So, all right, that's your question, Cheryl. David says, can we meet you out on the road someday and maybe camp with you? Are you ever in Indiana? Well, yeah, we're in Indiana quite often. We're usually just driving through. We take 69 often, US 69 down to I-65, and then we'll take that down to Alabama and the Gulf Coast. As to camping with us, we have gatherings throughout the year, and with this video down below in the description, I'll put a link to all the gatherings that we have scheduled pretty much every month. We've got one coming up in January up at Tequamanon Falls in Michigan. It's winter camping. We're doing a video this week on winter camping, so if you've never tried it, you can watch that and maybe come up and join us. We've got one in February down in Florida at Manatee Springs State Park to look at the manatees. We've got them all throughout the year. I'll put a link, so you're certainly welcome to come to any of those. As to us kind of meeting somebody in camp,
We're not that organized
Yes, that's the thing,
meet
we
anybody,
aren't.
but I'm just thinking that could be fun. People could say, come
Now-
to our state and camp here or there, and we'll meet you there.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Now, you did that one time. You said, we knew we were going to be in Nashville. We wanted to go to the Grand Ole Opry. And we said, hey,
And we didn't have a dog.
we didn't have the dog with us. We said, we're going to be at Grand Ole Opry. And there were a bunch of us that showed up. And we did that down in Florida a couple months ago. We said, hey, we're down here. We're going to meet. We'll be at this day for a meet and greet. And we do that. As far as camping with us, we're open to anything, but we don't plan ahead.
Yeah, we have.
We just don't
we have
plan
a rough
ahead.
time knowing what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, what are we doing tomorrow?
Hopefully, not much.
Yeah, well, I've got to go to the dog park tomorrow. But,
Yes.
but that is really kind of you, and
That would be fun.
it would be fun. And so we'll kind of look and see Jennifer's idea what we can do with that. Okay, here's one. Who's this from? She didn't sign it. I don't see a name, but she says, "This is for Jennifer. How much driving of your RV do you really do? My husband claims you take turns with Mike and hints that he expects me to do the same. I confess I'm intimidated. You have a van type RV. We have a Class C Winnebago Era. He says there's not much difference."
Well, I suppose there isn't much difference.
Well, it's bigger. It's wider.
Yeah, it is
The Class C is wider.
I
Ours is
know.
a Class B.
I fuss every time you get a longer one. No. But
I put that big box on ours, and it turned out to be over 25 feet.
I didn't want to drive it, but I realized that I needed to learn how to drive it in case something happened, and I had to drive. And it is fun to drive, and when you first learn how to drive, get a back road someplace where you don't feel intimidated. And I drive usually a quarter to a third of the time, sometimes half. I know once you got sick, and I drove
The whole way back.
the whole way
from
home.
Someplace down south. Yeah.
And, that was good. You have to know how to drive. I mean, you have to. Get comfortable with it. And, I do drive.
Oh, yeah. And it's a big help. Ideally, and it's never ideal, you know that. We have that 3:30 rule, which is you quit by 3:30. You don't drive any more than 330 miles. We've kept that maybe once or twice, but that's our goal. But the ideal way is we figure you drive an hour and a half to 2 hours max, and then you get out, you walk around, take the dog for a walk at a rest area, and change drivers. Or don't drive any more than 150 miles at a time. That's kind of when everything is right that we try and do.
And that's hard to do because there'll be a big city coming up. Even though
Yeah.
I have driven over the bridge from Cincinnati into
Kentucky,
Kentucky,
yeah.
I've done that drive. I've done Knoxville. I've driven through the big cities. But normally you try to take the big cities so that I don't have to.
Gotta protect my little bell here. Yeah.
But I know that last time I was laughing because we were driving south and we switched drivers and then we got in traffics.
Oh yeah, that was
Bumper
terrible.
to bumper stop.
And that's really good when it's bumper to bumper for her to
Because
drive.
I have more patience.
Like this,
I have more patience.
Yeah.
I can go through that where you get really cranky.
So my advice to your husband is just go easy, let her ease into it, give her a lot of encouragement. Jennifer was nervous when she first started, and actually I think she's probably a better driver than I am because I tend to go too fast and,
Oh, the adventures of it all, because I got a flat tire when I was driving.
You were driving, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little scary. But
handled that great.
Yeah. And then I had the truck that was passing another truck when I was driving.
Oh, yeah. We got that on our windshield cam. I should find a video and link it to you. We were on a 2-lane road, and she was great. And, we were playing the music. You know what was on the radio? Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Staying Alive. So we're driving, and she says, "Look at that." And this truck was passed, like they were having road rage. And it's coming right at us, but she just slowed down and moved off the left, and boom, it went past us. And you never panicked? You were just
No,
very
I
cool?
didn't figure there was a lot I could do about it, and I was afraid if I pulled off the road I might lose control of the vehicle, and I figured slow down, and he's a professional driver. He can do
Wasn't
this.
acting very, very professional.
And you never said a word. You just sat there. You didn't tell me to slow down.
Yeah, I was like,
pull off the road. I was afraid to pull off the road for fear that I was going too fast to pull off.
and but you slowed down and you moved.
And I moved to the right.
But what was so funny is when I played it back on the dash cam, it was the Bee Gees playing "Staying Alive" that was on. All right, so that was that question. Let's see if we can answer the others question faster here.
Yeah.
This is from Christy. Could you share how you handle meals? How often do you cook in the RV? Truth time here. It seems like such a pain, says Cheryl. Jennifer?
I wasn't born to cook.
You are a good cook if you can't tell.
But I'm not that into cooking, and food to me is fuel. It's not that important to me. Gourmet foods, I like kind of boring food, and I don't need it fancy. And I don't cook as much as I should, and I have had several occasions when we've gone on long trips, even like last year, our trip out west. I had prepared food. I had all the whole food, free-range chicken. Everything was packed. And then we had a little medical crisis, and everything I had to throw out. I had to throw it out in 3 different batches because I couldn't throw it all away at once.
Little medical crisis. I had to get my gallbladder out. I had a gallbladder attack and had to take that out. and it was at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. But all of our stuff, for those several days that I was in the hospital, and it all spoiled. So, and that happens.
We just had some confusion.
Yeah.
But so we lost it, and that's happened before on long trips where I've really packed things up. But that first day, I really like to have lunch and dinner so we don't have to stop, because I don't like eating out, because I don't take blood pressure medicine, because I try to watch the salt intake. And when you buy food out, there's too much salt, and the food that you buy out, just sugar, salt, and fat.
Now, we just bought this thing that everybody is talking about on our social media called the Instant Pot, the little 3-quart thing that'll fit in the RV great. And we will be using that. We've tried a few recipes here.
Yeah, we've tried 3 recipes.
And yeah, it's fun. It's kind of fun. Well, it is kind of. I've never cooked ever, so that's it's
You
good
had
for me
fun
to learn
chopping
that.
up, but I threw
Chopping
out
stuff and
our ginger soup.
I didn't even know what sautéed meant until I did it. So
Our squash soup.
Squash soup.
And ginger.
Yeah, it was a little.
It was
that
weird.
It was a little.
And then I
watery.
made a lemon chicken, and that was kind of weird. And I made a beef dish, and that was okay.
That was good. That was
So
neat.
that wasn't real
Anyway,
encouraging
so
for me.
We're going to do more of that, slow cooking, stuff like that. And we try and take, there's a couple of videos on where Jennifer shares some of the recipes that she makes that we like to make at home and then freeze them and bring them with us. You can just look at, there's a little playlist. You ever use the playlist on YouTube? There's a little playlist, and you can look at food and stuff like that. And, but, and we do eat out. You told them that, right?
Yeah, we do eat out. We try to...
it's half the fun.
Try to be careful.
Find, places out of the way.
Yeah, if you can find real
Okay, here we go.
mom-and-pop places.
Ted and Marie, do you ever want a bigger RV? We're in a Class B. It's called a camper van. Ours is an extra length Sprinter van, so it's a little under 25 feet. It's actually closer to 24 feet. Do you ever want a bigger one?
Sure. Everybody at times wants a bigger one, but like to get a Class A, that's when you drive someplace, put it there for 3 months, and then use that as your base. Sometimes I'd like a smaller one.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I could go smaller. Somebody asked me once if something happened to Mike, and I kept traveling, what would I have? And I would have a smaller one, smaller than what we have.
You like that Zion.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like
Zion.
something small that
on
you
the
really don't stick out. You don't need 2 parking spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you'd like more elbow room, but most of the time, I like small.
Yeah.
You're the pack rat that takes everything we own.
Well, if I could turn this camera around and show all the gear we got, I see 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags.
The good thing is
2
drones
tripods,
are getting smaller.
A drone. Yeah, I got to get that new drone. Yeah, all that stuff. So half the stuff is my gear that we take to make these videos. So, all right. So, but I don't think we ever. No, I don't want to say ever, because Class A, maybe when we get really old and are not very active, that'd be nice to have, and you could tow a vehicle and still have, because I can see us doing this forever. We love this
I
RV
can see
lifestyle.
wanting more room, and I can see not wanting to fill the gas tank of a bigger vehicle.
We've had 4 Class B road trek RVs, all Sprinter based. Love them all, and that's we couldn't be happier with them.
Right.
So, all right, what do you do about your mail while you're traveling? Larry sends that in. Well, we're going off on a short trip next week, and we'll be gone for about a week. And what did you do?
I stopped the mail delivery.
We got a stack of these yellow cards. We leave it with our postman. You can do it online, by the way, too.
Yes, you had to do that online because once we were longer
Yep.
than what we had planned on being.
But
So
just
you
have
can
them,
do it online.
Have them hold your mail. A lot of RVers who are gone for months at a time will have mail forwarding services. The post office will forward your mail if you know where you're going to go or if you're going to be. We just tend to stop it. I mean, frankly, we don't get a lot of mail. We do almost all of our bills online. We pay all of our credit cards, all of our charges. We pay them online, so wherever we are. I'm in a program I have QuickBooks, which is kind of an accounting program. A lot of you have Quicken the program. We have QuickBooks, but I have the online version, so I can write checks and deposit checks, do all that stuff online. So we do most of our stuff online, and most of the stuff you get in the mail is just circulars and flyers and junk.
Can I carry on about 2 checks I put in the mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. Postal Service. I put a couple checks out in the mail. One was for a brand new credit card that we bought to get a discount on our airfare.
Yeah.
I opened a credit card, And I put the check in the mail in September. Then we were in Florida. I never activated the credit cards. Didn't have that number. Didn't follow
But the
through.
checks
And the
that
check
you sent,
never cashed.
check was never arrived. Twice that happened.
That with 2 different.
So we're not big fans of the U.S. mail. Try and do
Better to
everything
pay
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have people who, everything we do, we pretty much do online. So, let's see. This is from Judy. What's the worst thing that has ever happened to you while on a trip?
For me personally, was getting pneumonia
That was
on
bad.
the road. That was not fun.
Yeah.
But it all worked out. I'm still
That
here.
whole trip was probably the worst trip. Although we had a great time. That was the trip. Oh, this was the trip from hell.
Yeah, it was.
I just remember we started off and we wanted to do Route 66. So we did Route 66 and we had a ball. We spent the first day in Illinois.
We had one really great day.
That was the day. It was a ball. It was just awesome. We got great pictures. We found, when we travel, we love to go find the little stories behind stuff. And we found those big statues on the road. And it was just a great trip. And at the end of a great day, we hit the border and we stopped to have dinner. And this
in
was
a busy shopping center.
nice
It
upscale
was
shopping center.
6 o'clock, rush hour. Cars were
Collinsville,
everywhere.
Illinois is where it was, right across from St. Louis, Missouri. We went in for lunch.
What dinner? It was a dinner.
Dinner.
Like
I'm sorry. Yeah,
half an hour.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. 45 minutes, half hour at most. We came out. Somebody had broken into our RV, and we still aren't sure how they got in because they didn't break any windows. I remember locking the doors. We never did figure that out.
We had a picture of the guy.
We had a picture from the dash cam of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The cops came. We had the dog in the car. We had not Bo, but our other dog Ty.
Yeah, we were so worried about him, but you had audio.
I had audio. Of
We
the
heard them
thieves.
talking nicely to our dog. So because I had trouble sleeping that night, I was so afraid they might have been mean to our dog because he was a gentle dog.
They were very nice to him. So I guess that was good.
Yes.
And they were delighted to find 2 computers and look, another camera. They took $10,000 worth of my gear.
But you were
you know
up
what?
all night, fooling around.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? That's just stuff.
Right.
And that could happen anywhere.
That's right.
And people are still asking me, well, what precautions do you take? Well, I have
Hide what you really value.
hide what you really value. Keep an eye on your vehicle. The cops never caught the guy. They never indicated anything of any investigation. But we did get a picture of him. We sent it to the police, and But that was the worst thing that happened to me. But so we got all new stuff. I had to buy a new computer. We had
Up
to
all
change
night,
passwords.
fooling
Literally, I was
around.
up the entire night. But it all worked out. I had to replace. We had a big gathering we were going to in Montana, I think. I don't remember. I think it was Montana. That's where we went to Arizona first, then Montana, and that's where you got sick. She got pneumonia.
Oh, I got food poisoning.
She got food poisoning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The day after the
Not gonna wanna
break-in.
hang around
The
with
day after the break-in, I said I got to cheer up, and I saw the best barbecue in Missouri. So we went to this barbecue place. It was pretty good. I thought she got food poisoning.
I was miserable.
So that was that, and then we were coming out of a Mexican restaurant in
Boy, we're going to tell everything.
in Arizona. Well, it was that one trip. This is just one trip in Arizona, and they didn't serve any tequila or margaritas.
Yeah.
It was just a little.
I was kind of worried about
mom-and-pop
eating at
Mexican-
this little mom and pop
It was good.
Mexican
It was
place
good.
after just getting over food poisoning.
She came out and she missed the curb and almost fell.
Well, I
twisted
fell
her
on
ankle.
somebody's car. So I was
And
glad
then
the car was there.
2 days later, she got bacterial pneumonia and ended up in the hospital in Red Lodge, Montana.
And I'm still traveling with you, and you're still
Yes.
traveling with me.
Yeah. So and then so that was my worst was the break-in. Hers was the bacterial pneumonia. It was the same trip, so we got it all out of our system at once. So
That was quite the trip.
and yet we still had a great time.
And we were having our house undergoing a major remodel, so I came home with pneumonia, and they'd fallen behind schedule. I mean, it was just kind of like one of those summers.
Oh my! All right, here's Martin. He says, "Have you ever worried about your safety while boondocking? You seem awfully vulnerable." No, I more worry about being in a Walmart parking lot than I do boondocking in the middle of the woods.
If it doesn't feel right, you leave.
Yeah, that is our best advice. Have we ever felt unsafe?
No, a couple of times I've wanted to stay places, and you just say, I don't like it here, something doesn't feel right, and we leave.
And it's hard to define that sometimes. So you trust your gut. I'm an old investigative reporter. Most of the time I was on the police beat for 35, 40 years, so I'm pretty streetwise. And but we all have this instinct. So trust your gut. Out in the middle of the woods, everybody has this vision of deliverance or something horrible happening. But usually the people you meet out there are wonderful people. They're out there because they love the wilds and the woods. And most of the time we never meet anybody when we boondock, as a matter of fact.
Now we have a dog that barks. Our last dog did not bark.
This dog will bark. He'll alert us. And, there's lots of things that people do for protection, and I'm not going to go into all that. You don't talk about that, but be wise about whatever you want for security. But basically, trust your gut. The best tool is you just start the engine and drive away if you don't feel good. And we've never felt
Put down your awning at night. Don't leave your awning up. That's just good advice anyway, because the wind and rain, and you don't know what's going to happen. It's best to close up your awning.
So,
a couple of chairs if you drive off and leave them.
Yeah, but we've never had any incident, and we're starting now our 6th year. No, we will soon be starting our 7th year of this. So, wow, it's crazy, but it's been great. It's been great, except for that one trip from hell. Let's see, a couple more questions. Do you two ever get? This is from Mary Kay. Do you two ever get sick of each other, all cooped up like that in your RV?
You are a nicer person than I am, dear.
Oh.
Of course, you would never say if you did get sick of me.
Are you kidding?
You wouldn't live, would you?
Yeah. No, I don't think we ever do. We said early on in one of our videos, remember the one we did on 10 things you need to know, or tools to get along? You really have to like each other.
If you don't like each other, you're not going to get along well in a small space.
And
your office is in the front, and my office is in the back where I want to sit.
And the dog goes between the two of us. You, one time in that first bit, you said, "I need some space with you not in it." Okay, and I backed away. But you were fixing stuff in the kitchen, and I was in, just jerking around, doing whatever, and getting in her way. So I learned, don't get in her way, And I don't think we get sick of each other at all. I couldn't say it if I did. No, I don't.
That's
I could
true.
I could. Now you might. You could tell the women that I won't listen. Go ahead.
Everybody needs some space.
Yeah, and the beauty is, as we say about the RV lifestyle, it's a small house but a big yard, and so
you learned quick. I've worked in a gym for 29 years. I exercise. If I don't get to exercise, I'm a bear.
Yeah. Now, for different reasons, she can't. She can hike. She does hikes with me, but that can't be her primary exercise because she has some structural issues in her foot, and her knee, and her foot, and so she needs to be on a treadmill. And she does weights in the gym. For me, I love biking. I love hiking and exploring. She's not as good at long distance hiking because it hurts her knee. So, but we do get along really well, and that's our advice too. If you're going to try this, you got to like the person that you're traveling with. Is traveling with your dog Bo worth it, or does he hold you down? Seems like dogs are not very welcome out there. This is from Paul.
They do cramp your style.
Yeah, as we just heard, we had to buy a condo because we had them. National parks,
they don't let your dogs.
They don't let your dogs. You can take them in the parking lot, and if there's a campground, you can walk them around there. You can't take them on trails. They tend to run into animals and wildlife. That's why they have that prohibition against many dogs on trails and stuff in national park.
And a lot of places, especially in the Southwest, you can't leave your pet in the vehicle, even if you have air conditioning, which makes you a little nervous. You have to have monitored. They definitely cramp your style. And we're fortunate that we have a son and daughter-in-law who love Bo, and a daughter and son-in-law who love Bo.
And there are times we won't take him when we know we're going to be out there. But you asked the question, is it worth traveling? Yeah, it is. We really do enjoy his company.
Yes,
and we do dog parks, and he enriches our life.
He's 2 now, and my father always said a dog between the ages of 2 to 7, those 5 years are such good years with a pet. But we have enjoyed his being a puppy. He is beyond cute. He is a very good little dog. He's a part of our lives now.
He is. All right. Last question. Bill and Sue asked this question. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you first started out RVing?
it goes by really quick. The
Like
years
that.
fly by so quickly. Get your bucket list. Find out what you want to do. Make it a priority. If you have kids, try to connect if possible for them to go camping with you. Grandkids. Other people, enjoy it because life goes by, as you know, so quickly.
So many people we hear from that they want an RV someday when everything is right. Well, everything is never right. You know, if you can, do it. But I think the thing that I learned about RVing is you don't need all the stuff that you think you do. Each trip we take less and less stuff. You don't need to have a week's worth of clothes. You need, warm weather, wet weather, a couple pairs of shoes, hiking shoes, shorts, pair of jeans, and then the rest of it, that's what laundromats are for. And in underwear, you can just turn it inside out and wear it that way. No, you can't do it. Well, you could, but she wouldn't let me do that. So that's my thing, is you don't need nearly as much as you think you do. And Jennifer's...
And relax. Don't over worry about everything. It'll all work out.
But if you can do it, do it. It is a great lifestyle. And I think that the thing that I wish I knew when I started is how many friends we would make. I mean, truly good friends all over the country. We told you that we just bought a condo because some people we met in the RVing community showed us theirs, and other people are probably, that never would have happened if we weren't RVing. And just the friendships that you develop. A lot of us, we're so different politically, faith-wise, occupationally, educationally, but we all are bound together by this love of this RV lifestyle. And it cuts through and across all those normal boundaries and all those divisions. You know what it's like in our culture today. And there's just something about being outdoors, enjoying God's creation, and other people who enjoy it as well. So go do it. Go do it. Mm-hmm. Well, that was long.
Yeah,
it was
kind of long-winded.
Yeah, we actually had to change. We filled up a memory card as we did this, but we'll edit it and we'll get it up. Leave us your comments on all of this in the space below. And do us a big favor on YouTube, subscribe to our videos. We try and do 2 videos every week, and we when you subscribe, there's a little bell-like notification. If you click that, it'll tell you when we put a new video out. But we want to thank you for watching. It's really fun answering your questions, and keep the questions coming. You can keep sending them to us, and we'll answer the next group of personal questions when we get a bunch of them like on this list.
We look forward to meeting you at RV shows and out there on the road.
We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland. Thanks for watching.